Good morning and welcome to the Guru Mantra free meditation series. Hi, Amy. Hi, Avril, Gab, Chris. Welcome. Hello. Hey, Bree. Hi, Minna. Long time no see, Avril. This morning, I ran a mentorship over the course of a year, and our mentorship group came together and we did a personal sadhana together over Zoom. It was so good. They're just incredible, these teachers that I work with. Good morning, lovely Vivian. Welcome. Welcome to you all. Thank you for joining me this morning on what looks like quite a clear day here in Melbourne, which is nice. Hello to both of the Mels. Clarence, Chantal, welcome. So good, Lou. Basically, through the year, I initiate into Kriya, Kundalini Kriya, once a month. So the teachers learn the Kriya, and the Kriya are breath, mantra, movement practices. Kriya is a word which means action. The Kur, like karma, Kriya. That Kur in Kriya is action, and the Ya is the transcending. So the action that leads to transcendence. Good morning, Mish. Hey, Jess. And so these teachers are learning the Kriya, the action with deep intention that leads to transcendent states. And then they practice it every day for a month. So that is their personal spiritual practice together with doing Guru Mantra. So they've all learned the Guru Mantra and the different public Guru Mantras that I'm teaching. And then they do that every day. And so together we had a group practice and it was just so good. Everyone is so spot on. I mean, it was such an incredible flow of one teacher teaching one thing and then another teaching another. And I was thinking we should really share this practice with the whole world because it's quite phenomenal and to have everybody teach. But we'll see how that goes. Now, I wanted to share before we get started um, just some feedback that I had because yesterday, hi Jordan, good morning. Yesterday we were working with Shiva Mantra. Hi Karen, and we I gave you all a lot of space in it, so I didn't give a lot of instruction, and I think that it's hard to tell when we have somewhere between 50 and 100 people joining, and some people drop in for a little bit and other people stay. And we seem to have a group of about 70 who really are there for the whole practice. It's Warren, is it? Okay, I get it. Wazito. Awesome. Okay, Warren. Welcome, Warren. Nice to put a name to the handle. Um, So some of the feedback that I got from giving the space, from Angela, she said she loved the space. It was very comforting. And Chris said he enjoyed the space, but he wandered off a little more than usual, which is to be expected. So with that, I also want to encourage that that experience in you so that you do spend some time with your own mind. You do get to know where you wander off to. And this is really important for you. If I talk it through and I'm constantly in your ear and constantly reminding you, or any other teacher is, then you don't create that sort of inner resilience with your own practice. So it's a good thing. If you wandered off, you're just creating that capacity to be able to practice on your own and to know your own mind, which is a really good thing. But he also said that he loved hearing the experience of meditation so that he could make sure that he was on the right track with it. From Karen, she said, this morning's practice, talking about yesterday, was incredible with depth. Hearing the example of seeing the void is something that I do too. And the deeper I went, the feeling left the eyes and filled the whole spine and heart. How beautiful is that? Good morning, Jack. Good morning, Amy. And we all have these different experiences when it comes to meditation. Some will be visceral, some will be in the mind. Sometimes we'll feel really busy in the mind. Other times we can drop into a state of transcendence, perhaps, or stillness or silence with ease. Every day is different. The thing is, we practice every day. So, this is what I want you all to get into the habit of. Please practice every day. You just do it. You don't have to want to do it. This is a great tip that I learned, and it was from something separate. You don't have to want to do it. You just have to do it. Because in the doing, we start to uncover ourselves. And in that uncovering, we understand that there is going to be so many different experiences. And we begin to learn to stop judging them. When we get started, we think, oh, that was a great meditation. I really liked that meditation. Or I did not like that meditation. I couldn't get into it today. It was a bad meditation. Buongiorno, Simon. It's the best time to go deeper. It is a good time right now to go deep. And so use this time, practice every day. You can do it with me, do it without me. I don't mind. But when you do it every day, we start to have the experience of equanimity. Namaste, Jackie. And equanimity is we practice in a way where we just practice for practice sake. There is an outcome. Of course, there is positivity. There is all of the good karma that is created, but we don't do it for that reason. That's another aspect of the consecration. We're able to accept the meditation just for what it is. We meditate to meditate. We meditate to sit still. We get on our mat, we get on our cushion, we lie down, and we do it. And we notice when the mind starts to want to drop into the judgment of it as being good or being bad. And in that, we understand the duality of the mind. Claire, can we access the videos other than the lives if we miss a day? They're all on Facebook, and I'm uploading most of them also to YouTube, so you can, yeah. So if you practice every day, I invite you to practice without judgment, or notice when the judgment arises as to whether you had a good meditation or a bad meditation. There's no such thing. There's just meditation. You're welcome, Claire. The teaching today I wanted to talk about is a little on acceptance and this experience that we are facing, the restrictions around the world, the illness, the complete shutdown of the economy, complete change in our whole lives. This experience I've been thinking about, well, like all of us have, but from a yogic perspective. And I'm thinking about it from two angles. There are some people who are really fortunate right now because for whatever reason, karmically or otherwise, they find themselves in a beautiful, safe space. They are in relationships that are healthy. They have enough income coming in. They have focus, they have meaning, and they potentially are also the types of people who are in some way introverted or able to self-sustain to enjoy their own company. And these people right now are in a very fortunate position. And there is a sense that they're feeling quite happy in what is happening in the world. And there is a sense of acceptance. And much of that is, there is a whole aspect of that which is coming out of the karma of their entire life experience. And there is nothing wrong with being in that state. In fact, it's a very fortunate state. And as we know, all states change. Every state that we experience, the only permanent thing in the world, in consciousness, in the universe, is change. So if you're in the experience, if you're fortunate enough to be in a state of acceptance, in a state of enjoying this moment, then go for it. Enjoy it without guilt. And there is a sense for all of us that that state of acceptance is one that will allow us to step out of suffering. On the other hand, there are some people who aren't in a safe or comfortable space where they're living, or their living situation has changed drastically. They might not have the income that they had coming in. There is complete insecurity. And on top of that, they might not have healthy relationships in their life. They might be spending a lot of time with somebody who is toxic, for example, or these attributes have been highlighted in this time. Or on the flip side, they might be spending a lot of time alone. And those people might be born extroverts as well, who feed a lot on social interaction. All of these things create a scenario right now of great difficulty that we can all have compassion for. And what I wanted to talk about with both of these, and wherever you find yourself at the moment, whether you're accepting sometimes and not in the other, or enjoying it or not, or feeling resistance or moving between the two, which probably is happening for a lot of us. You might not fit into one or the other category. Is the idea around both acceptance and also surrender. Acceptance and surrender, because each of those words have a different tone to them. For me, there's a sense that acceptance is a top-down grabbing approach in a positive way. So perhaps when things are feeling positive in your life, the acceptance of this moment might have an ease to it in the mind, the feeling of accepting. Whereas if things are feeling more of a struggle, the idea of surrendering into what is might feel a little easier. And they're both bringing us to the same place. They're two actions. I see one as a kind of top down, another as a kind of a bottom down, or a sense that when you surrender into something, there is a softening into. There's no resistance. And that's what acceptance is, but either of those words might resonate with you. The thing about both acceptance and surrender is that we are looking at what is happening right now with eyes wide open, the reality of the situation, as tough as it might be. And the resistance that we find within comes from not accepting what is happening in the present moment because it's hard. And it's quite interesting when we think about it. There is a reality, something in front of us. And there is a part of us, because we don't like it, we don't want to see it. We resist it, and we choose not to accept what is. And when you think about that from a really rational perspective, the inability to accept what is a little pathological. So that would be almost kind of a craziness of mind. It's like looking at the sky and saying, you know what? I don't like the color blue. I want it to be green. Damn it. I want it to be green. There's a craziness almost in our inability to accept what is. And with that inability to accept also comes great suffering. because there is a truth. There is there is an experience that is happening in front of us. It doesn't mean we don't change it, but the acceptance of the reality, or the surrendering into that reality from this yogic perspective, from even the Buddhist teachings, from all of these great philosophies, the acceptance allows us to release from some of the suffering. The suffering comes from our resistance to accept or surrender into what is. Accepting the present moment when it feels unbearable is one of the hardest things you can do. And it doesn't, I'm not saying that it's necessarily easy. I mean, I think back to, I remember many years ago, I had this boyfriend, and out of the blue, he broke up with me. And I just wasn't ready for it. I was in my 20s. I was just in the middle of being in love with this human. And then out of nowhere, he broke up with me. And I was like, but I'm in the middle of loving you. I I can't just turn that off. How do I do that? And coming into the acceptance of that took a while. And there was great suffering for me. There was great suffering for me in that process because I was unable, in a really human and a very heartfelt and an emotional way. It was very difficult to accept the reality of that situation in that moment. So I'm not saying that there is an ease to any of it. Yes, I mean, when things are great, you want to be present. When everything in your life is good, yes, presence is comes with ease. But the yogi's work is to be able to either surrender into or accept, even when we are faced with the hardest thing we will come up against. And that, yeah, from that resistance, we learn what is stopping us from experiencing and seeing the truth. And right now, it's hard to look at what's true, what's happening, and to sit in the reality of what could be months and months of isolation, what could mean a total restructuring of our planet and the systems, for better or worse. I think that a lot of people are hoping that it's for better. I also hope it's for better, but we don't know. And the uncertainty can be really difficult for a lot of people. And so instead of that ability to accept, we, without knowing it, often have coping mechanisms. So the coping mechanism might, in fact, be checking out of this moment, watching a lot of television, or sleeping a lot. There are different ways that people check out. It could even be making love all the time, which is a beautiful thing, but that can also be used as a coping mechanism, as a way of checking out. And these teachings are asking us to step into a state of acceptance and surrender. And the surrender, I want to do, in fact, this Shiva mantra again one more day, because this Shiva mantra is one which brings us the power of learning to let go. We let go of or food, yes, tea, eating a lot. That's another excellent coping mechanism. Cooking all the time or cleaning all the time. The Shiva mantra is inviting us into a state of surrender, a state of letting go of all of our expectations, the way that we like to control our external world or think that we can control our external world. And Shiva is here to say sometimes the slate gets wiped clean. And this is an energy of the universe. So Shiva is we can perceive it as an energy, one that we have within us and one that's external. And our capacity to drop into this mantra might give us the gift of surrendering. And we surrender in small ways all the time. Perhaps today we surrender into the conscious mind for a moment and allow ourselves to experience the deep self. We let go of all of the attachments, the thoughts, the control, the busyness of the narrating mind that we spoke about yesterday. And we can surrender just into ourselves for 10 minutes. That might be it. You might not be ready to surrender into what is your life since COVID-19. We do all things slowly. We step into practice in a way that we can handle. And also we know that whatever it is we're receiving is enough for us. So the teaching that you're being given is exactly the teaching that you are able to handle. Trust is also a beautiful word. Love is another beautiful word. And whether your mind is in a positive state around it, which I hope it is, we work towards the positive. Even if it is in a negative state, that's okay. To even come into acceptance that some days you will be feeling in a darker state of mind. Hello, Meg. And in other days, you'll be feeling positive and bright, even surrendering into the daily emotion without judgment, as we do in our meditation practice. We just do it. We notice, we observe, we surrender, or we accept. So we'll move now into practice. And we will continue, this will be the last day of the mantra, which is Om Namah Shivaya, allowing us to tap into the energy within the universe. This mantra taps into that which allows us to let go. And I will give you all some space in that feeling, because we also allow ourselves to let go of the mantra. We hold on to the mantra until the mind is focused. We keep the mind focused and we let it go. And we allow ourselves to surrender into that deep void, the state of unmanifest, the unborn that is within us and in the universe. Great creative potential in all of it. So let's begin. If you need to stretch like I do, you can. And we'll take a deep breath in the nose and out of the mouth. Take an inhale and hold the inhalation at the top. Sense yourself in fullness. And practice letting go. Open the mouth. Exhale, surrender. And again, full deep breath in. Hold the breath. Hold that fullness. And then use the breath to let go. Come back into your spontaneous breath. And we move into a positive state of consciousness. That is letting go of all that is mundane, all that is monotonous and everyday, the secondary thoughts, ways of being, actions and habits. For these 10 minutes, we step out of that. We let go of our everyday self and we align with what is eternal, universal, permanent, sublime and divine. That which is within us and also outside of us. And from this positive state of consciousness, elevated for these 10 minutes of practice, we consecrate, palms facing up. We offer up all of the karmic fruits, of our meditation today. We offer it all up to a greater power, divine consciousness, source energy, the universe, whatever it is you call it. Give it all up. Let it all go. And surrender into a great support, a being held by something other than yourself, a great trust. And then bring the hands to prayer. And we'll start with one round of Om. Inhale to begin. You might like to rub the palms a little, create some heat, and even cup the eyes if that feels safe. And when you're ready, you can wipe the hands through the body and make your way into a meditative posture. The final day of the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. You might like to repeat it with me, especially if you're tuning in for the first time. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. And we slowly allow the mantra to fade. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Until it's a whisper. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. And we allow that mantra to become silently repeated. Om Namah Shivaya. Repeat the mantra internally. Notice when the thinking or narrating mind takes control of your consciousness. Witness, move into the mantra. And if you can, allow that mantra to drop you into pure stillness, void state. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. In the final few breaths of this meditation, focus on a last round of the mantra and allow it to draw you into a state of letting go of the mantra, anchorless focus, the ability for the mind to be present without an anchor, without a focus. Dropping, surrendering into that state of void, the stillness, deep stillness. And we bring our hands over our heart and we take a moment to seal the intention of today, to either accept or surrender into what is internally and externally. Full surrender, full acceptance to all of life, whether we perceive it as good or bad. And let's seal our intention for the day with one round of Om, inhaling to begin. Om. And we bow in gratitude for all those who joined and supported us in our practice today. May we and all those who joined use yoga and meditation as their coping mechanism in these difficult times. May it bring us into more depth, more clarity, more focus, more surrender, more acceptance. To that gratitude for this moment, for all those who joined, we bow and say Namaste. Namaste. Namaste to everybody. Thank you all for joining and being part of a group of 90 people across the world. There's 90 of us every day on Instagram, Facebook. Sometimes we have 100 people. We're all doing this together. It's so powerful. And these teachings can be the medicine for us, the medicine for the suffering, as the medicine Buddha would teach. The teachings help relieve the suffering. So I hope that for you all, that, perhaps this lesson today is one that you needed to hear. That's great, Nikki. And I hope you all have a beautiful day, whatever arises. I too will be practicing moving between acceptance and surrender for all of it today. So thank you all. You're welcome. Have a beautiful day. I love hearing from all of you. So if you want to send me any comments or questions or reflections, I'm happy to share them tomorrow. Thanks, Kate. Good. If if you want to share with me your experience and you want me to share it with the group, I think it brings us into community. Just hearing that other people have similar experiences is really helpful. Thank you. I will. Esmel Lee. Okay, that's good. I think that very often the teachings are what I needed. I will do that too. Much love to you all. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll have a new mantra. What's it going to be? Who knows? We have so much excitement in our lives. This is the big one. What's the new mantra? So be prepared, get excited, people, and I will see you all in the morning.